In a quiet village, there lived a boy named Arun. Though he was bright and full of potential, he had one major flaw: he was lazy. He would spend hours playing games, daydreaming, or simply lying around, always postponing his studies and chores. His parents and teachers constantly warned him about the importance of time, but he would brush off their words, thinking he had all the time in the world. As the years passed, his classmates moved ahead, excelling in their studies and gaining new skills, while Arun remained stagnant. He often envied them, but convinced himself that he could always catch up later. However, deep down, he felt frustrated, knowing that his laziness was holding him back. One day, news spread through the village that a renowned preacher was visiting. He was known for his wisdom and life-changing teachings. People from nearby towns came to listen to him, eager to gain insights into life's most important lessons. Arun, though uninterested in religious talks, was curious. He had heard that the preacher could solve even the most difficult problems. When the preacher arrived, the village gathered in the central square to hear his words. He spoke about hard work, honesty, and the fleeting nature of time. Arun listened intently, and after the sermon, approached him. "Sir," Arun said hesitantly, "I know I am capable of great things, but I can't seem to stop wasting time. I want to be successful, but I always procrastinate. How can I change?" The preacher smiled and handed Arun an hourglass filled with golden sand. "This represents your time," he explained. "Each grain that falls is a moment you will never get back. Let me tell you a story." Arun held the hourglass carefully as the preacher began. Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a wise and generous king. He rewarded those who worked hard, ensuring that talent and effort were always recognized. Among his nobles was a childhood friend, a man of high status but poor discipline. The nobleman believed that his position would always protect him, so he spent his days in leisure, never working to improve himself. As the years passed, the king built an empire, while his friend remained stagnant. One day, realizing he had no achievements, the nobleman went to the king and asked for a high position in the court. The king sighed and said, "My friend, when we were young, I worked tirelessly while you wasted your time. Now, my empire needs leaders who have earned their place, not those who only wish for it." The nobleman pleaded for a second chance, but the truth was clear. His opportunities had passed. No one respected him anymore, and his once promising future had vanished. He had let time slip away like grains of sand through his fingers. The preacher paused and looked at Arun. Many people believe they have endless time, but time is the one thing you can never regain once it is lost. Your classmates are building their futures right now, while you are letting your days slip away. If you do not take action, you will wake up one day and find that your best years are gone. Arun stared at the hourglass, watching the sand fall. For the first time, he truly understood the value of time. From that day on, he made a promise to himself: no more wasting time. He started waking up early, completing his studies on time, and helping his family. Though the change was difficult, he reminded himself of the hourglass and the nobleman who had wasted his opportunities. Slowly, he began to excel in his studies, impressing his teachers and inspiring his friends. Years later, Arun became one of the most respected men in the village, known not just for his knowledge, but for his wisdom in using time effectively. He often carried a small hourglass as a reminder of the preacher's lesson, and so the moral of the story remained clear: time once lost can never be regained. Use it wisely before it slips away. Kindly support our channel by clicking on the subscribe button below to enjoy more stories like this, to help build your vocabulary by learning new words and spoken English.